Welcome, everyone, to our very first ever live stream webinar for Coach Factory. My name is Kathy Zant, and I am so happy you're here. We've got some commenting available. You should be all able to see that. Love to see where you guys are tuning in from. We've got about 65 people here, which is just amazing for our very first live stream. I am so excited. But drop a comment. Let me know where you are watching from. Also, what industry do you serve? What is your coaching niche? How do you find effective clients that you work with? You're, of course, here to learn about how you can double your coaching income. And so we're going to jump right into it. But I wanted to give you just a little bit of background about me. I have come from the tech industry. I learned about security back in the 1990s, and I then met my husband, who was a master at neurolinguistic programming, got involved with all of these very interesting people, and was a part of a movie about personal development that came out about 20 years ago. It seems like that was 20 years ago, 1990s. But he showed me the world of coaching before it became the behemoth that it is today. So coaching and helping people find empowerment is something that's very dear to my heart. So working with coaches through Coach Factory is something that I'm incredibly passionate about. I want to learn from you and your stories. I want to see how I can be of greater service to you. So we're going to talk about all that and more. But we're here for the money, honey, right? We're here to learn about how we can double our coaching income in the next 12 months. And I've got some ideas for you. We've got 5 ways that you can increase revenues, but I'm going to say 5+ ways, because we have a special way that you can double your income that is relatively new that most people don't know about. And if you stick around to the end, we'll talk to you about that. And because you're here, I have to tell you at the beginning, stuff happens and you got to drop off and you'll watch the replay later type of thing. But if you are here at the end, one of you will get an email from me later with a $25 Starbucks gift card as a reward for sticking around to the end. And who doesn't want that? $25 doesn't buy what it used to, but it maybe gets you a couple of cups of coffee at least. Anyway, I am happy that you're here, and we're going to dive right into ideas that can help you supercharge your coaching business. All right. So let's talk about first some statistics that are worth knowing. If you're a coach and you're interested in the coaching industry as a whole, you're probably seeing that the coaching industry has grown a lot. It has over the years that I've watched it. It's currently valued at about $4.5 billion as of the end of 2023. I'm sure we'll see some statistics coming soon for 2024. If you are on our mailing list, you will get a white paper with some of our research that's coming out in the next week or so of where the coaching industry is, and it will support some of the information we have here. It is expected to grow. By 2032, we're going to see almost $12 billion in the coaching industry. So if you've been a coach for a while, you've probably seen it. Tons of people are entering the coaching industry. And if you're new to coaching, if you've just joined the coaching industry as a coach, you're probably seeing that there's plenty of opportunity here. It is a growing field, but it is not without some other trends. We are seeing that the industry is growing at about 14% with an annual growth rate. And it's one of the fastest growing industries in the world. It's the second fastest growing industry in the world. So you're here at the right time to get a piece of that pie. There's money coming into coaching. People want fast solutions to the problems that they have and the aspirations that they have for their future. And coaches are set to deliver that. Now, one thing that's happening, and I'm sure you've seen it, is that the biggest area of growth is in niche sectors. People aren't just looking for a life coach. They're looking for the best of the best of someone who has the experience and the expertise to help me with a specific problem or help people just like me. Niche sectors are where we are seeing the greatest growth. Now, 94% of coaches also say that they are offering consulting and training services. So it's not that they're just doing coaching, they're doing a lot of other things as well. But their world as a coach differentiates them from others who are just doing consulting or training. The industry is still unregulated. So people are becoming much more discerning about who it is that they hire in order to solve the problems and achieve their goals. So qualifications and certifications are becoming a priority. And so it's something for all coaches to think about as they are starting to come into this industry. But let's start diving in. As we know these trends that are happening in the coaching industry, strategy number one has to be adding niche services, really niching into a specific service that helps people solve problems. Now, if you have a certain niche that you're into, let's say, for example, you are a marketing coach, you coach people with their digital marketing, for example, there might be complementary services that you also enjoy that you can offer within your niche. Now, you see the digital marketplace and video, webinars, live streams, all of this stuff is becoming very important to people who are doing digital marketing. Is that something, if you're a marketing coach, that you want to consider as a complementary service? If you add complementary services to the niche that you serve, then you have additional income opportunities. You'll want to break apart the segments of work that you do. Again, let's take an example of a marketing coach. There are tons of things that go into marketing. There's design, there's copy, there's strategy, there's people who just write emails that convert. There are people who build out landing pages and funnels and all sorts of things. If you are really into building out landing pages that convert to a call to action, and that's something that you're really good at and you enjoy, you can break apart those segments and maybe lean into something that really lights you up. You want to niche down based on what you already do. Get specific on your offering. If you are a marketing coach, you'll want to really lean into that niche. You want to differentiate yourself from everybody else who is a marketing coach or a marketing consultant. You want to niche down into something specific. For example, in the fitness industry, and you are helping people regain their health, maybe after a challenge. There's all kinds of different niches within fitness. You might be the person who helps people with weight training and understanding proper form and understanding how to increase weight and resistance. But you might be the person who is like, you know what? I know how to dial in six pack abs in the kitchen because everybody knows six packs only come from what you eat, right? So you are the person who can dial into that and to niche into that, but get really specific on what it is that you're doing, how you are serving your customers, because that niche is going to differentiate you. You want to get hyper focused by getting more clarity around what the people that you serve are doing and what it is that they need. If you find a lot of your clients, they do fine in the gym, but they're having a hard time in the kitchen, and you like working in the kitchen and you have, a cache of recipes that are high protein and help people really get that six pack abs if that's what they want. Get really focused on what it is that your target audience wants. Niching is not just about, well, I'm niching into this one service or I'm niching into this one market. It's really niching into who you are. If you understand yourself and how you're motivated and what it is that you love doing, and you can also niche into a target audience that also resonates with that or needs it, it's the perfect recipe. The more specific you get, the more terrific your offering is going to be. People are going to resonate with it at a level that you just can't dream up, but comes from specificity. Now, it doesn't mean that you're only going to do recipes if you're a fitness coach. It just means like that's your specialty. That's what you're really good at. That's what you lean into. But you also have additional services and additional content that you provide as well. And we all have a favorite client, right? We all have that one person who's just a joy to work with. It's like everything that you say seems to just motivate them and resonates with them. What is it about that client? Wouldn't you like more of them? Think about what your perfect client looks like. If you have a favorite client, what is it that resonates the most with them? How do you take that persona of that perfect client and find more people like them? Fitness again. Let's say you really like working with one person who is an athlete. Let's say they are an ice skater and you work with them on their nutrition, you work with them on their strength training, and they have this end goal of getting out onto the ice and having just the most eloquent, the most beautiful ice skating performance that you've ever seen. And it's so exciting to you to see them take everything that you've done to support them and do that. Well, maybe they have friends, or maybe it's not necessarily just the fact that they're doing something on the ice. Maybe it's the fact that you have somebody who has an end goal, an end performance, and you want to support people towards that end. When you can find what your best client persona looks like, then you can start understanding what motivates you about that and start designing a strategy to find people more like that. Also, think about your least favorite client. What is not working there? What do they want or need that you don't like? And who else in your network would be someone that would be better suited? Maybe you could find a way to work with referring that person to someone else. But knowing who you are, knowing what niches light you up, knowing what really excites you so that every day of working with your coaching clients feels like you're alive, that's what we're all about. Because the money actually ends up being sort of a side effect of that passion that you have. When you have a passionate relationship with clients, when you are really serving their higher purpose and serving the work that they do and bringing them alive, the money just starts coming in because it is a side effect of you hitting your target market. My husband used to say that to me all the time. Don't go chasing money. Chase the passion. Chase what it is that you are here to do, and the money is going to be a side effect. It's your scorecard that you're on purpose with who you really are. Now, with your LinkedIn title, with your social media description, your bios, all of that, make it super clear what your niche is. Make it super clear what your passion is, what it is that you do, how you serve, the results that you help clients get, whatever that niche is. You don't want to just say that you're a life coach. You are a life coach that does X with Y, that helps people find their purpose so that they can find better performance in sports. Whatever that niche is, you want to make sure that your social media, your LinkedIn titles, all of your marketing materials align with that mission, with that passion that you have. This is all really about creating your own niche that is super hyper focused on what value, what passion, what motivation you have, who you really love working with. Because that side effect of money, it is going to be the scorecard of you finding that. Now, strategy number two, and I have something specific that I want to give you as a homework assignment with this, is creating strategic partnerships. Now, you know people, I know you do, you know plenty of people. Do you have contact database? Do you have my husband used to keep a spread, old school, used to keep a spreadsheet of everyone he knew. And every once in a while he'd go through that and just touch base with those people or check in on their social media and see what it is that they are doing and just check in with them. And if they were doing something that needed a specific thing, he would go through his spreadsheet, his old school spreadsheet, and see who else could be of service to that person. And then he would make those kinds of connections. Now, that's one way that you can kind of grow your network and nurture your network. But when you're thinking about coaching, it's really important to find non competing businesses that you can help and that can better help you. An example, so let's say you are a small business coach and you are helping executives grow their business or hire people or maybe build out a specific function within the business, but accounting is not it. You're not going to be playing with the numbers. You don't want to play with the numbers. I hear you. I don't like playing with those numbers either. Accounting, I've been through an IRS audit, so we won't even talk about it. But accounting, I know people who do accounting. I know people who do accounting very well. I refer people to those people because I do not want to do accounting. But here's what it does. If I have a network of people who can do things that I don't want to do really well, but I know they've done things well because I have tested their services and I know 100% that they are going to be amazing, then I can refer those people. I can refer them and it adds to my credibility because now my friends, my network, my coaching clients, they know Kathy is the one that I ask for who else can do these things because she's well connected. It adds to your ability to network, it adds your ability to establish your expertise and to establish lines of communication because those touch points that you have with your clients, that you have with the people that you serve, it helps nurture the relationship. It provides you different opportunities to see if maybe there's some other way to be of service. You want to stay in touch with people, but you want to make sure that it's someone reputable that you can refer to someone else. You don't want to refer to someone that you just met at some association dinner or something like that and you haven't tested out their services because it's going to reflect poorly on you. You always want to think about what happens after you make a referral because that is going to reflect upon you. So make sure you use their services or have at least enough information to refer someone. Now, with these people, you want to establish referral fees. If I refer someone to an accountant, I would like a referral fee. And likewise, if they refer to me for something, I will pay a referral fee. If it turns into a great coaching client or a great marketing client, I will pay a referral fee. When you have these types of opportunities, not only are you establishing your expertise as someone to go to, you are establishing a new income stream of referral fees because you don't want to do that work anyway, but you want to make sure people are taken care of. And you want to establish yourself as an authority, as someone for people to come to when they need a problem solved or when they need to meet an aspiration. You'll want to create avenues to facilitate these introductions. You want to set the ground rules of how those introductions happen. If someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I need somebody who does this. Who do you know?" You want to make sure you've got your database of people that you can tap and you know that you contact the person, say, "I'm referring this person to you. This is what they need, but this is also what they need. And so watch out for these things." You'll want to be able to inform people and also make sure that, you get credit for that referral and they're not just walking in off the street, so to speak. So make sure you establish those avenues to facilitate introductions. Another great thing to do is something like this, a webinar. If you are serving small business customers and you have your accounting friend, have a webinar, top 5 things that small businesses need to do in order to prepare for an IRS audit or to prepare for tax season, those types of things, where you are actually setting up a framework where your referral can share information that helps your people solve problems. It establishes you as the person to go to when anyone has a problem within a wider niche, and it provides real value. These are not things that where you're like selling. This is where you are providing information, providing inspiration, or even maybe a little entertainment, but something that is useful for the attendees to run with. And selling can happen later, but it helps your clients and it helps your partners. Strategy number 3. No one wants to buy just blindly anymore. Do you? If you're going to go buy something, even if you're looking on Amazon, you're reading reviews. You want to hear about other people's firsthand experiences about things. And you're not going to go search a website that says best webinar software, for example, and then you have to go through all this marketing and you see it's an affiliate link and all of that. No, people want to try something before they buy. What does that mean for you and me as a coach? It means that you need to take your best material, your best work, and provide real value for people in webinars, in podcasts. Show them what you've got. They want to at least be able to see what you offer and paint a picture in their mind where they can then put themselves in that picture. When you can do that, they are trying it before they buy it. So, free webinars, live streams, podcasts, plenty of ways that people could try before they buy, before they're even on your list. Free trials are always great because you give somebody a taste. Not only are they painting a picture in their mind of themselves receiving your coaching, they get a taste of it. They are immersed in it. They get that kinesthetic feel of being there. So, free calls, a free trial. My coaching program lasts 6 months, but we can do a short 6 weeks so that you can be sure overcomes a lot of objections. It also gives somebody that ability to have a conviction. You want coaching clients that are committed to your process, committed to an outcome. You want to make sure that they are committed to results. It's the worst thing in the world. I used to see my husband get frustrated when he'd coach someone and they just didn't have it in them. They were not motivated. He would give them all kinds of guidance. He would shift their mindset, do all of this work, and they come back with the same exact problem. Oh, he hated that. If he got you to a shift, he was expecting some kind of results. But sometimes clients don't have that. Sometimes if you give them a free trial, they can build that conviction within them where they're like, no, I'm ready. Sign me up for 6 months. Do you have 18 months? That conviction turns into retention. Another thing that people are looking for is limited money back guarantees, not just with coaching, but with a lot of things. But with coaching, they're making a big step. They're not just committing to your process. They're not just committing to you and having a relationship with you. They're committing to a life change in many ways. They're committing to something on the other side of a big shift. They're committing to something that might scare them. And a lot of times people have financial objections. If you can solve an objection with a limited money back guarantee that, if we don't get you some results after a very limited period of time, and you want to make sure that, the results that you're promising are in alignment with that time frame. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But giving that money back guarantee, it is a way for people to really try out whether or not working with you is going to be right. It's good for you too, right? You don't want to get into a long-term relationship with a client that just does not resonate with you. Maybe their motivational dimensions are just completely different than what you work with, what you are most attuned to. For me, if somebody is like all about project management and their Asana and everything, I'm not going to be the right person with them. I am a coach that really likes talking about like big ideas. Let's go make a big impact. I'm a visionary and an influencer with a little bit of an achiever in there. So my motivational dimensions, I align with people who like to think big, dream big, and go big. So I don't want to work with the spreadsheets and the Asana project management systems. I leave that because motivation code has taught me to leave that to the optimizers out there. A limited money back guarantee is something that can also protect you as well. And of course, you want real life testimonials, and whether they're written or they are a video, you want to be able for your prospective clients to be able to really paint that picture, step into that picture, and feel and see and think in their head and hear how this is going to resonate for them. So any way that you let people try before they buy is going to work. Strategy number 4. All right, we're just going to talk about affiliate deals. All right. I know. Affiliate world is a little funky, right? But you use software, you use products. Why not get paid for recommending the things that you love? Now, I have 20 years of experience in the security world. I know what security products I like. I know what password managers that I like. I have affiliate relationships with them. I recommend them to my clients, to people who come to me with security issues and want to talk about things. I will recommend them, and I have an affiliate relationship, VPNs, all of that kind of stuff. I have my favorites. I recommend only my favorites and the ones that work for me. If your clients trust you, they're going to buy what you recommend. People buy the password managers that I recommend because I know my password managers. I've seen enough. If you love a product, why not get paid? You're going to recommend things anyway, right? I mean, if people come to me and say, "What are your favorite webinar platforms?" I'm going to recommend StreamYard. This is my first time using it, not as a live stream, but as a webinar. But it's a great platform. I'll recommend it, although their pricing has changed and I'm looking at other options. But for right now, it's great. I have products that I love, and so I recommend those types of products, and I have affiliate relationships with them, and it's just a win-win. Your people get what you love and recommend, and you get remuneration for it. According to Social Chorus, 95% of millennials, and a lot of our target market is millennials, they say their friends are the most trustworthy source of product information. We're all doing it. We're all looking for that firsthand information, for that context of information that helps us make decisions about the products and services and coaches that we use. So, promote what you believe in and get paid for it. Make a list of the top 10 favorite things that you use in your personal or professional life and go see if they have an affiliate program and see if it makes sense for you to promote them. And maybe you don't want to do a top 10 list and here's all my affiliate links, but maybe you want to do an email to your clients and you are like super into a certain email service provider, for example, and it works for you. You just love it. And maybe you want to talk to your clients about how they can use email in their marketing and you recommend your particular email service provider and maybe a couple of other ones, but there's one that you love and you share your story. It's a way that you can get paid for the things that you love. When you're telling the stories about the things that you love, be excited about how they've helped you. All right. Some people aren't going to like strategy number 5. I was on the speech team, so I got thrown into speaking pretty young, but I took a long break where my husband was the one on stage. And then all of a sudden I had to start doing it. And I'll tell you what, it was scary at first, but speaking has changed my life and it could change your life too. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how speaking can change your coaching business, help you find new clients, new prospects, new people in your network, new connections. It has changed my life. It is prospecting. Whether you're speaking in front of a small audience of 30 people, 300 people, 3,000 people, speaking is prospecting. The fact that you're in a room and you're able to stand on a stage, share your experiences, share your vulnerability, your humanity, AI's got nothing on us. I'm telling you, when you can do that and share who you really are in a room full of people, they remember you. They remember your story. They remember your stories. They remember your process. They remember what you take them through experientially. I did a bunch of, meetups. In the WordPress space, there are these things, meetups that people would go to, and I was doing a series of them on the West Coast when I was living in Arizona, and I went to this one in West Hollywood, and there were about 20, 30 people there. I just went to another WordPress event, and they were all there. It was just like I hadn't seen them in years, but they all remembered me. They remembered me because I told stories that helped them. I even got into a little of bit of a debate of how many websites should be in a hosting account with one person, and they remembered that story and they remembered the interaction. I made an impression and created relationships because I was willing to go stand in front of a small group of people, eat some pizza with them, and share my story. Imagine what it can do for you. Go speak for free. Associations all over the world are looking for speakers that are providing information, inspiration, and entertainment for their members. You know, with all of us going through the pandemic, and many of us are starting to get back to life as we know it or used to know it, and people are looking for that kind of connection. Associations are looking for opportunities, especially local ones, opportunities to get everybody back into the same room. They're looking for speakers that will draw people to their meetings. They're looking for content. Basically, any story that you have that fits with their target audience, with their members, is going to be something that is going to be able to build connections for you. So go find associations locally that it's very easy for you to just drive there one evening and share your story. It will change your life. Now, if there's a larger event and you know that that audience is target rich, those are your people, and they're having an event and you can't get a speaking gig there because the speakers are all lined up, contact the organizers and maybe even pay for a breakout session that has your target audience in it. Imagine being able to take a group of people who are very interested in what you have to offer. They're your target audience. You know these people need what you have, and you're going to do a breakout workshop with them and bring them to an outcome. Those people are going to remember you. And so being able to find those types of opportunities are going to help you grow your speaking business. And another thing you can do, another thing that's really effective is getting paid to speak. It's going to help that goal of doubling your coaching income, right? Establish yourself as a keynote speaker. Go to your website, create a page, speaking, put a few options available of like different talks that you have ready to go that you can speak on. I was just contacted by a hosting company that's doing an event in March, and they like, what do you got? I'm like, here's 3 possible talks. We'll take number 1. Easy. Very, very easy. Set yourself up as a keynote speaker. Set yourself up with talks that are ready to go. I don't even have to prepare for that. I've already given that talk a number of times, but now I'm giving it to their audience. I don't care about how many people that they have because it's super easy for me to do. And I go into every single speaking engagement, whether it's online or off. I go into it not selling. I go into it with how can I be of service to the people who are going to be showing up to this. So I don't worry about how many people are there. Set a number of speaking engagements that you want to do this year. Now, if you are brand new to speaking, if you've never done it, start small. Find an association that needs your expertise, and maybe April. See if they have an opening in April, and you have plenty of time to prepare, rehearse it, make the kids have to sit there and watch you rehearse. I can't tell you how many times when I was getting started speaking on stages and I would make my kids have to listen to me. Rehearse, get yourself ready. You're going to be nervous. I was nervous before this live stream. It just happens. But once you're in the flow, it just flows and you are being of service. Now, you never want to sell from the stage. You always want to go into every speaking engagement, making sure that you're being of value, that you create an experience that helps your audience get to where it is that they need to go, that they reach the aspirations of what it is that they are looking for. Go be a podcast guest. Now, on Facebook, there are these podcast groups. I joined a couple of them because I have a new podcast that I started, and I'm like just looking around, right? Oh my gosh, I see so many requests. I'm looking for somebody who's done this. Your experience, just like with the association organizers who are looking for people for like monthly meetups, these podcast organizers are looking for guests like you with very specific experiences that they know resonate with their audience. Go find podcasts that align with your target, your niche, what it is that you're trying to do, and go be of service. Share who you are, share your story, your expertise, and bring those podcast listeners along on a journey that gets them to where it is that they want to go. At the end of it, stay in contact with me. Here's how you can find me. That's the place where you want to get people into your network, get them on your list. Maybe have a PDF available that you offer them at the end of your talk. Like I have a PDF that walks you through all of this process, or I have a security checklist that people can get when they sign up for my mailing list personally. And that security checklist, people sign up for the mailing list, they want that security checklist, and it establishes that kind of relationship. I never go in there selling it. I use that as if you want to keep in touch, or if you think it's useful to you, you can sign up for my list and get it and then unsubscribe. I don't stick around if you don't want to, type of thing. All of these talks, everything that you do, every word that comes out of your mouth should be recorded. Take those to YouTube, tag those videos with all kinds of keywords and add all kinds of links in the description and put it out on YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. People will find you if you have everything set up right. They will find your information and it will be evergreen in helping you find new clients who are interested in your specific information, experience, expertise, and your niche. Also, you can cut those into shorts, reels, get them up on TikTok if that's your thing. It's still around. Hey, reels for Instagram, all of that. Every word that comes out of your mouth should be recorded and repurposed into marketing that works while you sleep. I got a bonus strategy. You guys want a bonus strategy? Our bonus strategy is motivation code, because we talked earlier about how certification is a differentiator, right? With more and more people coming into the coaching industry, that you need more ways that you set yourself apart, that you show your expertise, you show that you are going to help people who come into your coaching practice find success quickly. Certification is that differentiator. And Motivation Code is different than any other certification you can find. Motivation Code is based on 60 years of science. Now, I will give you a coupon code in just a minute, but if you go and take Motivation Code and find out how you are motivated, it is based on 60 years of science, motivational research. And it's so cool. You go in and you tell your stories of times you've been motivated, where everything seemed to be working right, where you felt fulfilled in your life. And you don't even have to like choose between like, I like coffee over tea or I work better at night. Yeah, there's no either or. It's your story. And it's only like you don't have to type up like paragraphs and paragraphs. You just tell a short story, 4 sentences, 5 sentences of a time where you felt that you were in your flow. And if you do that, Motivation Code can tell how you're motivated. And like I said before, it helped me let go of a lot of pressures I put on myself where I just know I'm not motivated. Let other people do that kind of stuff and let me be where I am in my flow. So it has been incredibly helpful for me. And that just helps you understand yourself and how you're motivated. It can help you understand how your clients are motivated. Like I told you about how my husband would have all kinds of problems with people where he'd get a mindset shift with them, but then they'd come back with just kind of the same story. I wonder how Motivation Code could have helped him if he could have chosen different language in order to help shift them into a place where they would take inspired action in order to get to the next step. There are different motivational dimensions. There are 8 of them, from an achiever and a driver, influencer, learner, optimizer, orchestrator, and relator and visionary. Each one of these, and you will get a report that looks much like this. And there's that coupon code for you, Coach Go. You'll get 25% off whether you get a light report or the full report. And it will give you sort of this periodic table of how you are motivated. This one, learner, is the top motivation. This person is very inspired by learning new things. But mine are visionary is my top one. Influencer is my secondary one. But honestly, sometimes I feel like influencer, I'm like, yes, this is my thing. I like doing that kind of stuff. But I also like the big picture types of things too. It just kind of gives you this texture to how you're motivated and what lights you up. So you can create coaching services that align with your deepest motivations. Like I said, I'm not going to be the person who's going to help you set up Asana or accounting, but big picture things or new technologies, trends in technologies, new tools, those kinds of things. The visionary in me really gets fired up about that kind of stuff. Oh, there's a new email service provider that does XYZ that's never been done before. Let me add it. It's one of the reasons I got into web work when I did, is because it was a new thing. My mind could see where the internet was going. I remember when I was right out of college, somebody came around like trying to sell me the Chicago Tribune. And I'm like, I get my news online now. I was so excited about it. So that visionary, it helps you understand yourself. The great thing about Motivation Code is that there is a certification that we now have. This is brand new. And this is something that can really help you supercharge your income efforts going forward. Not only does it add credibility to your offering, you get listed in the certified M Code coach directory. So those people who come to M Code take the assessment and are like, all right, I've got this report. What does it mean? If you are a certified M Code coach, you get access to impact sessions. We refer people to you like, okay, here's somebody in the fitness world. They're an athlete and they just took M Code and they want to understand better how it works. Look at that referral you could get. You get that kind of referral that somebody's in your niche, somebody that needs assistance understanding how they're motivated and needs more services that you offer. It's a great way for you to build your coaching business. Also, you get the ability to put the M Code logo on your site. And there's 2 different coaching levels, and I'll get into more of what those offer in a second. But if you're an executive coach, which is the higher tier, you can earn up to $7,500 for conducting team workshops, which give you tons of opportunities. It's really one of the best ways you can grow your coaching business for 2025. I mean, I've given you tons of other ideas, building your network, getting some speaking engagement going, and some ideas of how to establish those. But when you bring M code into it as well, it really can supercharge and differentiate yourself and give you new conversations that you can have with coaching clients. It will not only bring in new coaching clients, it will have another way for you to offer something meaningful to the clients that you already have. If you're having clients who have issues with motivation code is the key to really help them. So here's the first level. There's the certified M code coach, and it gets displaying your certified coach and digital badge. You get the logo on your website. You get listed in that coach directory, discounts and access to our books, workbooks, tools, tips, resources. And the great thing about becoming a certified M code coach is like, yes, you'll take a online course, but we work with you. Sean, who is VP of Learning here at Motivation Code, he works with each certified coach as they're going through the certification process to ensure you've got it. He works with you on impact sessions to make sure you've got it, to make sure that you feel empowered with this new modality, this new way of coaching clients, this new way of understanding yourself. So it's not just a thing where you just go run off and take a course and here's your badge. No, we are right there with you as you are getting started. And then if you do work with executives, very much an interactive process where you are taking some online courses, but you're also working with us. And again, that ongoing support and mentorship from M Code mentors and those revenue opportunities that I talked about before. And you get that premium listing on the M Code certified coach directory. So I just wanted to highlight these are incredible ways. Next steps. I think Sean has been dropping some links there in the chat for us so that you can click on those. Next steps. Think about your target audience. Think about yourself. Think about who you really are. How can you niche? How can you niche in a way that is suited to who you really are? And how can you niche in a way that is suited to a unique target market that excites you? Does your LinkedIn and social media tell the whole story? And then I want you today, wherever it is that you go for your local research, find one association where you can do a speaking engagement. If you have been speaking for a while, find a few of them and pitch them your services. Find your deepest motivations and those of your audience and refine your message to them. Once you start learning about motivation code, it changes how you communicate because you start thinking about putting yourself in other people's shoes. Like I don't communicate to a relator the same way that I communicate to an achiever. They have different motivations, they have different drives. You can hear it in the words that they say. So check out Motivation Code certification. We have a brand new Facebook community for Coach Factory. The clips from this live stream will eventually end up there, but we're going to be doing all kinds of events and interesting things there. I will pick one of you who will receive that $25 gift card. You will get an email from me later today. So you'll see that in your email as a thank you for sticking around towards the end. Something else I want to mention, you might have a lot of questions about motivation code and there is an investment with certification. So of course you want to try before you buy too. You'll want to take the assessment, but you might also want to talk to either Sean or me and get those questions answered specific to your niche, your coaching business, where you are in your coaching journey, whether you're just starting or whether you've been doing this for 10 years. So you can set up a free call with either Sean or myself. Just go book a call, pick a time on our calendars. I would be so happy to just sit and talk with you about anything related to your coaching business. Now, I've working on the motivation code side for quite some time, but even when I started, I was talking to Sean and I'm like, "Oh, coaches are cool," and talked about my husband's. This is where I am fired up. I am so excited about the work you do. I am motivated. My big vision is human empowerment. Even when I was working in security, I'm like, well, people who are secure feel more free to make big decisions in their life. If people are fearful, they're not going to make big decisions. So even then, I had to play that visionary influencer trick in my head in order to make sure I stayed motivated to work with the people that were most exciting to me. So I am excited to work with coaches. I want to learn about your business. So if you want to book me for a call and just talk about your business and what you're doing, run ideas. I've got tons of internet marketing experience helping to run my husband's coaching business as well as in the tech industry. And I love new technology. So I'll talk to anybody about anything about their business. I'm here to empower you, and all of the Coach Factory content that we are putting out day in, day out. It is there, hopefully, to empower you as well. And if you see something on Coach Factory and you're like, this is a great resource, but I would really like to see this thing and I can't find it anywhere. Create this resource for me. You can do that. Just request that of us. There's a request form on coachfactory.co. You can go on over there and just request it. Just let us know what you're looking for. Can't make any promises on when we might get it done, but we want to be of service to you. But we can't be of service to you unless we know how we can be of service sometimes. And we have some ideas. There are quite a few of the resources. There's like 52 downloadable resources or something that are already available. So if you are not on Coach Factory, but you can join that for free and get access to all those resources. And we're always looking for new ideas. Many of the resources that are there came from ideas from people like you. So we are so glad that you are here. I'm here to be of service. You can just contact me at Kathy@motivationsai.com if you want to send me an email, or Zant.com is my personal website. I welcome your feedback. So we will see you next time. Thanks so much for being here.